Alright, what's good, YouTube? It is Thursday, yeah, sorry, my mistake. I was gonna say, I should be at work soon if it was Friday. Basically, started the day losing a trade, down 260 on a funded, not my demo. So, but the reason why I'm down is because I had FOMO. I shouldn't have took that trade, honestly, and I'm so disappointed in myself. Genuinely, like, that's why I did such a short trade recap, because I didn't even want to, like, make a video and then edit it and, like, look myself in the eye and be like an idiot for taking that trade. But continuing on from that, I also wanted to mention, I wanted to talk about how people, like, I know the term LARP is so popular now, live action roleplay, but more so, I mean people who, like, it's not that they LARP their life, but they, like, pretend, like, to be not who they are. Like, they're not authentic. Like, the authenticity is not there, and you can kind of see it when you get to meet them in person. You kind of see, like, yo, this is not the person who they portray to be. This is not the nice guy I saw on the internet. This is not the rich billionaire, or not billionaire, but, like, the guy who's, like, driving these things. Like, he's talking, like, this is not the disciplined guy who talks about, like he's partying. He was just talking about how partying is weak for the soul or something. The point I'm trying to get at is people go through their lives faking so much, and it's kind of sad because, or they fake so much, don't have their own opinion. They're only, like, they only go with what they see. And I'm not, like, perfect. I've done that too. Like, I've done that as well, but a lot of people don't even bother trying to be themselves. Almost like they almost, I'm playing with magnets right now. They want to please everybody around them, but they forget, like, nobody cares. Genuinely nobody cares. And I think that's what separated me in the sense of YouTube. I realized, like, I can either be nervous about doing this my whole life, like, of, like, oh, I should have started that YouTube channel when I was 19, or I should have talked to that chick, or I should have done this. But it's kind of, I think the girl one's a little different, but I'm not gonna pretend like I'm, like, confident in that sense. But more so, I'm talking about, like, the regrets. And I think people are gonna they're gonna realize, like, why didn't I just stick to my opinion? Why wasn't I myself? Why did I conform to this identity that these people gave me because I was embarrassed to be myself? So I think the saddest thing on the planet is it's a wasted potential from the Bronx Tale. I've said this before and I'll say it again.
You can be anything you want to be. Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens.
Like, if you don't even believe in yourself, that's the saddest thing I've heard. As well as, you only have one life. Truly, you only have one life, and what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to be a copy of Greg over there, or do you want to be yourself? Because whose life are you living? Are you living Greg's life, or are you living your life? And when you really put that into perspective, like, a lot of people will have a temporarily, like, well, you know what, man, yeah, I'm gonna stick to my gun. But when it comes to the hard points where you have to disagree with people and say, yo, this is not what I stand for, this is not the life I want to live, I want to be amazing, and I'm not gonna let you put me in that box, people become scared of becoming, like, being unique, because you spend your whole life trying to fit in. You don't want to be that loser who has to be by himself during recess, like when you're a kid. And then when you get into high school, you don't want to be the person who's alone because everyone's having this good time. But when you become an adult, things switch drastically, because one, those people, that group, don't pay my bills. So, and then two, most people are so fake, and, like, most people are so fake when it comes to what they believe in and then what they actually stand on. Like, if this guy came here, told me, hey, I believe in this, and then you believe in the same thing and you guys go at something together, they can all of a sudden deny it or something, or they just don't follow through with their actions, or they don't take accountability for what they've done. And this, I want to make one thing clear, this is not aimed at anybody. Like, I'm not describing anybody, I'm not doing this, I'm saying this out of, like, a general scope. If you can't follow through with what you believe in and what you say, versus mind you this, if you change your opinion, that's a whole different realm of things. I'm talking about people who say one thing 1 second and then throw that shit out the window just to go with the crowd. I think that's a little sad because it's one of those things where do you want to live a unique life? Do you want to do crazy things? You're gonna have to go the opposite way of the crowd, right? If everybody was a billionaire, being a billionaire wouldn't be special. If everybody was a millionaire, a young millionaire especially, it wouldn't be special. There's a reason why when you walk against a crowd, you get shamed upon it until something changes, and you're walking for so long without anything showing. Like there's no proof of a change. And mind you, this I'm in the same group, but I'm not gonna stop till I get what I want. I think it's caffeine. It's like some chocolate drink. It doesn't say it's caffeine. Yeah, it does not say anything about caffeine. Drink filtered water, coffee. I don't know. I don't want to know what that means, but the point I'm trying to get at is authenticity is the goal of literally everything you do. And you want to be a personal brand. It's you. Personal brand. YouTube is not like me trying to make money. I could not give a if I make $1 from this, genuinely, because I'm documenting my journey to being that dream version of myself, but that dream version of myself that's out there in the world, not the version of me you're looking at. This version of me is going to be long gone in a few years. Not even in a few years. Ideally, by a month from now, I'm going to be a different person. The goal is to change. People say, wow, you've changed. It's like, you haven't. What do you want me to say? The same version as I was in grade 8? No, of course you're going to change. The point is to change. The point is to grow bigger, expand the time horizon, expand your horizons, and excel. Become that dream version of yourself with your life. And people get so stuck up on what they do on a daily basis, and they don't change anything. And then what that leads them to do is it makes them stay in that same box they've always been in. And it's a comfortable little box they're in. So it's like, why would I change? I'm living a good life. But it's like, that good life you think you're living, it's not a good life. It's a comfortable life. Because a good life would be, you got some great ass people, your quality of friends is great, you can trust them. If I gave them $1 billion right now, access to $1 billion, they wouldn't touch a thing. I know two I can guarantee they wouldn't touch my money. Besides even my family, some of them, I can imagine them taking money. But I know my two friends, my two boys specifically, I know for a fact if I put $1 trillion into their bank account right in front of them, and I told them don't touch this money, they wouldn't touch it. And a good group of friends, a good life, financial freedom, your family's taken care of, or even if they're not taken care of by you, if they can cover themselves, it's like, well, I'm doing my thing over here. That's okay. I'm living my best life. And I think that's the ideal life, assuming you have your health, you're keeping your body fit, mentally fit, physically fit, you don't have any like crazy health markers that are off, like you're the greatest health possible. Eat good food. Like, what's the issue with that? And ideally, you'd have a relationship one day, whether it's, let's say you're a guy, you have a wife, you have kids, that's amazing, or you're a girl with a husband who provides for you, or whatever your dynamic is. Doesn't matter. As long as you're happy in the end. And when I say happy, I don't mean strictly... When I say happy, I don't strictly mean, I'm jolly all day, but I mean more so in the long term, like, your kids are covered, your wife's covered, your family's covered, you're covered. It's just the residual stress of hard work. That's different. That's happy. You're good, you're set. And maybe at the end of the day, your job isn't to be happy, because maybe your job was never meant to be happy. Maybe you were just there to make everyone else happy. And that, I think, and that, it makes you happy. Like, if I was told my mom would be, if I had to live with stress every single day, but my mom, my family, everybody around me was covered for life, and I just had to work my ass off, I would take that deal. Because being a man doesn't mean you're gonna be jolly giddy. You go to 9 to 5 every single day, you come home jolly. Oh, let me go see my girl or whatever. Okay, and then let me go drink with my boys, and then that's that. No, you should not be that should be the last resort. Like, and that's the bare minimum. You should be striving for, I want to be great. I want to show my parents I grew up into something. I want to show my friends that this is our boy. This is where we can all excel. We can even go further than this together. There's so much in the world that you can accomplish when you just put your mind to it, and you expand the time horizon to say, you know what, maybe I want to achieve this today, but I'm going to try. And then trying in of itself, that's never hurt anybody, I'm sure. You could try everything. You can do anything in life. Anything. How, like, what one person was able to get the pyramids built. They just thought of something. Everybody thought of something. They figured out a plan and they executed. The CN Tower, the Burj Khalifa. There's incredible monuments. The Washington Monument, I think it's called, the one with the faces in the president's faces in it. How do you plan? Like, if you look into the process of how they figured it out, it's relatively interesting. But you look at the mountain and you're just like, you know what? I want to put the president's face into there. Yep, right there. Okay, let's figure it out. Let's get that thing. Okay, where's that? Okay, where's my pen? Where did it go? Oh. Get that, like, they use, like, a model mountain, and then they put points, and, like, they draw points, like, how the depth of whatever. If you looked into it, it's actually really cool. But figured out a plan, execution, how much money it's going to be, how much manpower do we need, what tools do we need, bada bing, bada boom, bang, done. Now, that's a monument. It wasn't finished, but monument. So you look at the world and you just imagine, what is it going to take for this to get done? Okay, it's going to take X amount of days. Okay, but what kind of tools do we need? How much money do we need? Okay, that's covered. How much men do we need? It depends how much time to man ratio is similar. So the more men, I'm assuming less time. The less men, more time. But it's all relative. Besides, like, concrete drawing, but I don't know. The way I look at it is, you see, okay, I adjusted the camera so you could see all this land, right? And it stretches and further, and then it curves eventually, unless you're flat there. But you look and you just imagine, by the way, I'm only looking in one direction. There's still north, south, and east. That's facing west. So, and this is like Ontario, and I'm only facing west. Ontario is, like, actually, for the province, it's relatively large, but Ontario is small. And mind you this, if you told me walk around this whole area in my whole life, like, every single place you gotta be in, I could probably not finish that. I'm telling you right now, it would take me more than, like, try to fill in every square meter you have to walk in within the area I can see. Mind you this, it stretches that way, too. So, I couldn't walk that in my whole life, and that's the world we're in. The world is so large and small at the same time, where landmass, it's a lot, but, like, actual work, it's not that much. You can achieve so much place we're in, and you just choose to be average every single day. You look at, I literally have GT4 RS, Aston Martin Vanquish, Audi R8. Well, you can tell which car. It's my favorite car. But, and then I have Richard Mille, AP, Patek Philippe, Rolex. I have all these things on my wall because these are, like, the kill list. Okay, what's this? Okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Not a list of, like, my dream watches, like, oh, I'm gonna look at that one. Maybe one day I'm gonna have it. No, that's my shopping cart right there, and I'm gonna tick off every single one of those bitches soon enough. You're gonna see me in a few years wearing my dream car, with my dream car, my dream watch, ideally with the family, with my dream wife, my dream place. Actually, I love this place. This is actually really great. But, like, I can't explain it how easy the world is. Really, like, it's so easy to accomplish these amazing things when you just lock in, and it's sad to me that people just settle for so little. Truly, like, they're scared, and I've been there, but I've also understood that when you acquire knowledge and you just learn, well, you obviously learn, but when you're going through your life, looking around, actually, matter of fact, we're gonna look at this. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see the cars and traffic right there. Every single one of those people right now, they're sitting in their cars, waiting, coming from their jobs. There's a reason why rush hour is there, because everyone's leaving their jobs at a relatively equal time, and they're going home a relative equal distance. And they're spending time in their cars right now. I want you to know that they're spending time in their cars going home from their job. I never want to be I've been in traffic many times, and I will keep being in traffic, but I never want to be in a situation where I have to sit in my car for hours and hours to go home just to go back to my job the next day. I think that's the saddest thing on the planet. And it's worse when you're going on public transit. It's not the transit itself that sucks. It's the time you face, especially because it's not like if you told me I had to drive a fast ass car for 40 minutes, that's different. But you had to tell me I have to drive a car in slow moving traffic for 40 minutes, I'll crash out. Genuinely, I'll crash out. I literally cracked out yesterday because a girl decided to run into the road right in front of my car which, and then from that, it's my fault, but I lost focus and I turned the wrong turn in Toronto at rush hour, and it delayed me 20 minutes. And then I had another turn which delayed, actually somehow it saved me time, even though it should have delayed me an additional 10 minutes. So it's the time you waste on a daily basis that scares me the most. You can change your life with anything, and there's people who like think of anything, and there's a niche for it. There's Star Wars nerds who sell memorabilia for thousands of dollars because they're collectors of a product, and I'm sure they can make so much money off of that. There's people who sell, there's a company that makes markers, and I'm sure that guy's a multimillionaire because he just found a product and it's something needed. Like, you can change you can change your future if you just break that barrier, break that concept of can I or can't I do it. And it's so sad because you look at all these people and they're all living their own lives. You, whoever's watching this, if anybody is watching this, I'm living my own life. They're living their own lives. We all don't even know each other exist. I mean, I know you exist because you're watching this, if anybody does watch it, but I don't know your name. I don't know your number. I don't know your sister's name. I don't know your name, dad's name. I don't know nothing about you, unless you're my friend, which is different, but doubt it. And then those people don't even know I'm looking at them right now, talking about them. And if they did, do you think they'd do? I'm looking out a window talking about traffic. But all the people you see moving are living their individual lives. They don't know they each exist. That guy right there in the white car doesn't know that van behind him even exists. Like, I'm sure he sees it in the mirror, but he doesn't consciously think, oh, that's another person behind me. That's someone with issues. That's someone with a wife, kids. That's someone who's happy or sad. That's someone whose mom just passed away. They don't know anything about that person. So remember, we're all in it together, and we're all trying to just become these like great things, or you want to become this great person. But most people quit because it's hard, and it's not gonna happen overnight. But you gotta just keep pushing.